Alright guys, welcome back to Glamoween, a new Halloween themed video every single day. So today I'm doing a little bit different video. We are going to do a cooking video. I am by no means not a professional, and I don't think I'm a professional, so let's just get that out of the way. So the first thing we're doing is, after you get all of the stuff that you need, you are going to melt the chocolate, and you are going to start by drawing an X and then an extra line through that X, and then you're going to connect them in a spiderweb motion. This is a lot easier than it looks. I know it looks really hard, but it's not as bad as you think it is. Once you get the hang of it, it goes by really fast. By the way, we didn't get to put this in the intro or the outro because they broke on the way out of the freezer. So be careful when you're taking them out of the freezer or the refrigerator. I just made them and then put them in the refrigerator or the freezer for about 15 minutes. And then we did the same thing for the pumpkin. We melted some orange chocolate. Well, we made some orange chocolate with yellow and red and then made the pumpkins. And the stems are made out of green fondant. And the next thing we did was we baked a regular cake, but we added some black food coloring to it, so it was black when we were done baking it. We let it sit for a while, probably about a half an hour, and then we started to crumble it up into this bowl. You want it to be pretty crumbly because after you are done making the cake into crumbs, you're going to mix about a half of a spatula of icing into the crushed up cake, and you're going to mix it until it kind of resembles like a mushy dough, and then you're just going to roll it in your hands like you would if you were, playing with Play-Doh or something to make a ball. And then you do that until all of your dough is, your cake is gone, and however many you have is however many cake pops you do. By the way, this was only half of a box of a cake. We did 2 8-inch round pans, but we only needed one of them to make all of these cake pops. So after that, you melt some chocolate and then put some on the lollipop stick and stick it in to the cake pop and let that set. So while that's setting, we went in with some fondant and we flattened it out. If you don't have a rolling pin, you can use a filled up 2-liter with water, and you just flatten it out until you think that it would cover the whole entire cake pop. We did this with white, green, and black, and after you are done with that, you can get this cake pop stand. By the way, it was $3 and well worth the money because I don't know how I would have got my cake pops to stay if I didn't have this. So what you're gonna do is take the white fondant and put it over the cake pop and just mess with it until you get like the ghost edge effect, if that makes any sense. And then you put black fondant on the cake pop for eyes and the mouth, and your little ghost cake pop is done. And then we're going to move on to the Frankenstein cake pop. So what you do here is you just cover the whole entire cake pop with green fondant and you smooth it over, and then we got these little googly icing eyes, and we're going to put them on to the cake pop. And after you have them on, I just went in with some regular black icing and made his hair on the top of his head, which was actually really easy, and I thought it was going to be hard, but not so hard. So then we're going to go in and do stitches for his mouth. What I did was I carved it out with a toothpick first, and then I just placed some black food coloring into the carve out, which was super easy as well. Then we're going to be moving on to the most detailed cake pop in the whole entire bunch. This took so long, I didn't want to do more than one because it took so long. So I did the same thing, the same idea as with the Frankenstein mouth. I drew the spider web out and then filled all the lines in with a toothpick and black food coloring. And then once that was done, I started to add some dots with the black icing, and then I had these really cute spider little decorations that were sugar, and I just stuck them all over the spiderweb cake pop where I put the icing. And then moving on to Jack Skellington, all I did was I covered him with white fondant, and then I made his eyes out of black fondant, and then I made his brows with some more white fondant. All I did was roll it in between my hands and then mush it over the eyeballs. And then I did the same thing that I did to Frankenstein, but with his nose and his mouth. And then moving on to the kitty cat, all we did was covered the whole entire cake pop with black icing, and then took some black fondant and made some ears. And then I had some little heart pink sprinkles, and I just glued them onto the ears with some black frosting. And I did the same thing for the eyes, and then I used another one of the hearts as the nose. And then what I did was I rolled some of the fondant in my hands and then made his little hook mouth out of white fondant. And then moving on to the caramel apple, which was the easiest out of everything. All we did was melt some caramel in a bowl on top of a pan with some water in it. And then we rolled the apples in the caramel and then let the excess drip off and then set it down. And then we put fake fingers on it and added some gel icing in red to make it look like blood. And then I painted every other nail black, and that is the finger caramel apples. Super easy and so much fun. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please don't forget to give it a like, and don't forget to check out my other Halloween videos. It's glamoween, which means a new Halloween video every single day. Please don't forget to hit that subscribe button. I love y'all, and I hope you will become a part of the Glam Fam. I will see you in the next tutorial or video. Bye!